welcome to the drama lecture video on story elements. We're going to be looking over the next couple weeks at the different sort of ingredients that are needed for a story to really exist. If you don't have one of these ingredients, you don't really have a story. And those ingredients are setting, characters, and plot. And today, we're going to talk mostly, actually, we're only going to talk about setting. So by the end of this video, you should be able to illustrate the elements of setting. So here we go. Setting. Setting helps initiate the main backdrop and mood for a story. It consists of at least two elements and possibly a third. There's a where, there's a when, and it's possible that there could also be environment. And we'll talk about what that means last. All right, so the where, the when, and maybe the environment. Where? The where is a location. You can also say place. It can either be specific or general. In other words, a specific place or a general place. So let's look at the specific. Specific is like if the location has a name, that would make it specific. For example, New York has a name. Mars has a name. Dave's house. Those are all places that have specific names, and so they are specific locations and they are a specific where. Now, let's look at general. General would be when the location has no name, or at least we aren't told the name. Okay, for example, a far-off land, out near the woods, over the horizon. Those are all places that don't have specific names, but they're still places. All right, so now let's look at when. The when is the moment or moments in time that the story happens. A story may take place over the span of a very long time or just a very quick moment. The when can also be specific or general. Specific is if you could find it on a calendar. So for example, June 9th, 1963. That would be specific. New Year's Eve. That would be specific. You can find both of those on a calendar. So let's look at some general wins. The time frame would not be found on the calendar if it is a general time frame. For example, long ago, once upon a time. You can't find those times on a calendar, so they would be general. Now, it is possible to have a third element of setting, and I said it earlier. Can you remember what it was? Environment. Environment is what is happening to the place. For example, weather conditions would be part of the environment. So would noise levels. Also, any music that's playing. Those would all be things that would be part of the environment, and so also part of the setting. Now, environment is not always a factor, but when and where always are. Always. 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 All right, so who cares? Well, I'm glad that you asked. Setting is important because it helps support and shape a character's identity. Okay, so a character in London is going to be a lot different from someone in Texas. Okay, so if you know the when and the where, you can get a little bit about the character's identities. And it also helps create mood. And that's it. So now you know a little bit more about setting. On Google Classroom, there is an assignment for you. It's a project. You're going to tell me a little bit about your favorite place. And in so doing, you are going to tell me that you understand a little bit about setting. Good luck.